It is important to note here that at any time an impaired driver is in a collision in Florida and a person gets injured or dies, the DUI charge may be upgraded to a felony offense. All DUI convictions will stay on your record for 75 years. Under the implied consent law in Florida, a law enforcement officer may at any time give you a sobriety test of blood, breath, or urine. Refusing to take any sobriety test required by law will result in your license being suspended for 1 year for the first violation and 18 months for a second and any subsequent refusal. Even if you refuse the test, you will still be arrested for DUI and probably taken to jail. In collisions where there is severe injury or death, the implied consent law here says that your blood may be taken against your will. As a first reaction, many people are surprised at this law and even state that it seems unfair. But it all goes back to the idea that driving is a privilege. So don't drink and drive or use any other type of drug that would affect your safe driving. As you probably can tell from what I just described to you, being convicted of a DUI carries a heavy financial penalty of hundreds of dollars for first conviction and thousands of dollars for subsequent convictions. And that's in addition to all the other consequences you'll face, including administrative fees and time lost from work for jail sentences and community service. But there are good reasons for having such strong penalties for DUI offenders. Collisions caused by DUI result in heavy cost, not to mention great personal suffering, for both the people involved in the crash and society as a whole. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that every injury in an alcohol-related crash cost an average of $75,000. That's $35,000 in monetary cost and $40,000 from loss of quality of life. Now, the average fatality from an alcohol-related crash is $3 million. That's $1.2 million in monetary cost and $1.8 million in quality of life losses. Each year, alcohol-related crashes cost the American public over $100 billion. About a third of that is monetary cost, and the other two-thirds is quality of life losses. That number reflects everyone, impaired drivers, as well as innocent people who are involved in a crash and are killed or else seriously injured and may be disfigured or permanently crippled. It also reflects the suffering of their families. Obviously, impaired driving affects not just the violator, but everyone else involved. In fact, over half of that $100 billion cost is paid for by people other than the impaired driver. And almost 20% of all U.S. auto insurance payments are the result of driving under the influence. Now, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the assimilation of the alcohol into your bloodstream. A lot of people don't realize this because they're thinking it's so cool to drink, especially young people. Alcohol is a poisonous substance. It is classified as a poisonous drug by the American Medical Association. Alcohol, when it's in your body, kills everything it touches. It kills your brain cells, it kills your stomach lining, it kills your liver, and your heart, and your kidneys. Everything it touches, it destroys. I had a brain surgeon in my class one day. He told us that on a microscope, if you put a piece of alcohol, a little droplet, and a droplet of a brain cell, the alcohol devours the brain cell. It just eats it. And that's what you're doing to yourself when you're drinking. And that is why you cannot safely operate a motor vehicle. Your brain cells and your nervous system are being affected by the alcohol. Listen to this. If you take a shot of whiskey and hold it on your tongue, that whiskey passes through the walls of your tongue, your esophagus, and then your stomach. On an empty stomach, a shot of whiskey is in your arm in 7 seconds. That's how fast alcohol gets into your body. It touches every major part of your body within 2 minutes. Once this alcohol gets into your bloodstream, you cannot kick it out. People think you can. You understand, alcohol, because it's a poison, it's got to pass through the liver and your kidneys, and it's got to be cleaned out, oxidized, passed out through the urine. That process takes 1 hour per drink. Learn that. 2 drinks, it would take 2 hours for you to kick it out. 5 drinks, 5 hours. You always hear stories where people have 10 drinks at a party, and the next morning they got up thinking they were fine. They had a designated driver that got them home. Then the next morning, they get a DUI on the way to work because they still have 4 or 5 drinks in them. alcohol goes extremely fast into your blood, and it's eliminated 1 hour per drink.